everyone, and welcome to Lowwapanews, programming made by Scouts for Scouts, right here in the Northeastern Pennsylvania Council. My name is Leo Cahadris, and welcome to all of our viewers from throughout Pennsylvania and across the country. We've got a great show planned for you today. Stay tuned to see the most important things to keep in mind when pitching a tent. Before that, though, we go to meteorologist Alex McCoolin for the weather report. Alex, how's it looking out there?
Yeah, Leo, if I learned anything from my time in great medicine, it's that there's no better teller of the weather than the weather rock. So let's see what he has to say. Well, there's going to be weather this week. The weather's just going to keep on weathering, so you should keep on scouting. Back to you, Leo.
Thanks, Alex. At this point in the program, we turn to camping expert Logan Patton to find out the most important things to remember when pitching a tent.
Hey there, Scouts! It's everyone's favorite scout crafter, Logan Patton. I'm here to teach you guys all about where and how to pitch a tent. When it comes to pitching a tent, the first thing is that it's just like real estate. It's all about location. If you don't have a proper location for your tent, then you are not going to be getting that good of a night's sleep over your camping trip. You're going to have to watch out for things like sticks and debris, right here. You're going to have to watch out for gaping holes in the ground, like that. And more importantly, you want to watch out for wildlife, snakes, large piles of rocks like that over there. Generally, a hazardous area. If you wouldn't sleep on it without a tent, don't put your tent on it. The second thing is that you're going to want a ground tarp. Right over here I have a lovely ground tarp. This has served me well. You can buy one for maybe 10-20 bucks at Walmart. It's just a simple tarp, but this protects you from the outside elements, and it prevents your tent from being flooded from moisture from the ground coming up from the bottom. Second thing is that we have to make sure we have our tent. Unzip the bag, like so, and you'll find a couple of different elements here. This bag contains our poles. This bag contains our stakes, and this right here is our tent. As you can see, when rolled up right, it's maybe about this size. So we're going to go, and we're going to go on our ground tarp, and we're going to spread this out, just like that. Now your tent, as a whole, as this big canvas thing, has two parts usually. It has the basic tent thing, the basic part of the tent where you'll be sleeping and all that kind of holds it all together, and this part on top. This is known as the rain fly. The rain fly is what allows air to circulate in and out of the tent through this mesh, all the while keeping it dry, because you always have to remember to have your rain fly out, because if you don't have a rain fly, it's like a house without a roof. You'll get wet. Right here, we have our tent nice and laid out. Step 2 is you're going to want to grab your pole bag and take your poles out of it. You'll find at least 2, depending on your type of tent. This is a dome tent, and maybe one for a rain fly if that's the type of thing you have. We're going to go set up the poles like so, and start at a corner. Start at a corner, and we find this sleeve, and just simple, we push the pole through the sleeve, making sure it goes all the way. This will, how much sleeve is there will vary by tent, but it's the same step process. Simple as pie. And just like that, we have this. And find this pin on the very corner. We're going to take this pin, and we're going to put it in the end of our pole, right? This anchors the pole to the end of the tent and keeps things from falling apart and being generally unpleasant. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing with the other one. See how we slid it through the sleeve? Now this is going to look weird, and it's going to look a little bit awkward when the sleeve isn't all the way through, but as you can see, our lovely tent is starting to take shape. And just like that, when you're done, you can clip it onto the sides like so. So that was pole number 1. And here is pole number 2. Putting in pole number 2 is probably my favorite part of the tent because it turns it from being just a big mesh and a big pile of canvas into being a full-on, like, hey, I can sleep in this now. Just like the last one, we go and we kneel and we send this through the sleeve, like so. Sometimes when you're putting together a tent and you don't have enough support on one side, your poles will come apart on the inside. That's fine, it happens, just fix it. Like this. Just push everything through the sleeve like it needs to be pushed, and it'll right itself. These tents are a very modern design, and so they've had a lot of, the companies that have made them have had a lot of experience with problems like these, and it's a very user-friendly experience. So we're going to take the pin once more, and we're going to put it inside the end of the tent. Boom. Fix this real quick because I messed up. Usually it's really good to have a second person on a tent, but I'm doing this solo, so it's acceptable. And just like that, we're going to push it through. And check this out. It's blowing up like a balloon. We're going to take it, put the pin in there. Check that out. We have one more step to do. We have to put on the rainfly, our roofing of the tent, and our roofing of the tent, and our waterproofing. So we're going to go, and we're going to find the entrance of the tent. Usually it has a logo or something on it, or an odd color. There's a pole that goes in the rainfly on this particular brand of tent. And as you can see, there's you can tell which way is the entrance by the pole. And you want to match that just like that. You're going to want to take it and hook these plastic hooks to the metal rings on the bottom, and that gives it the formation it kind of needs, and it anchors it down. Wham, step 2, pulling it over. Step 3. And just like that, our rainfly should be nice and taut. Finally, our very last step, last 2 steps, is to add the rainfly pole. The rainfly pole is super simple. This is the shortest pole that we have here. I put this to the side at the end. So we're gonna step right here. And stick the end of it into this grommet. Sometimes I won't agree with you, but again, depends on the brand of the tent. And stick the other side. There's another grommet over here that's not on camera. And boom. Check this out. It's your portable home for the weekend. How you like that? Thank you for watching, Lowwapanews. Stay safe, have fun, and happy camping.
Well, folks, there you have it. The most important things to remember about pitching a tent. Up next, we turn to Christian Wieland with a Scout joke of the day.
Thanks, Leo. So a scout goes to a psychiatrist and says, "Doc, I keep having these 2 dreams. First, I'm a teepee, then I'm a wigwam. Then I'm a teepee, then I'm a wigwam. What's wrong with me?" And the doc says, "You gotta relax. You're too tense. Thank you. Good night."
Thank you very much, Christian. At this point, we move on to the final segment in today's program. That's a Scoutmaster's Minute with the council fun guy himself, Mr. Dave Cerebro.
Hey everybody, Dave Cerebro, your favorite Scout guy here. Thanks for tuning in tonight to our first edition of Lowwapanews. Big shout out to everybody who participated and helped put it together. It was a lot of fun and y'all did a great job. Our chief asked me to maybe wrap up our broadcast tonight with a few words of wisdom, maybe a Scoutmaster type minute. And so I've been thinking a little bit about that, and I thought I'd share with you some personal thoughts I've had recently that I think might resonate with all of you as well, based on some things that are happening lately. So I have to admit that I have been a little depressed and a little discouraged lately because of all the scouting that's been canceled and all the opportunities and interactions I've missed out on and all the people I haven't gotten to see and of course all those missed opportunities and missed connections. So I thought to myself, you know what? I'm a scout. I got to be brave. I got to be cheerful. And you got to think of yourself as a ship. What do I mean by that? Ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. Don't let what's happening around you get inside and weigh you down. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cerebro. Well, folks, that just about does it for this week's episode. If there's anything scouting related that you'd like to see in Lowwapanews, drop your suggestions in the comments below and we'll do our very best to make it happen. For Lowwapanews, this has been Leo Cahages, and until next week, always remember, be prepared.